What up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 63 of the TheBINPodcast. I'm your host today, B-Hub. For the first time ever, ignore that guy, he cannot gritty, but I am here today with Hayden and MG. Unfortunately, Isaiah was not able to make it. I think he's in jail somewhere. I think he tried to jump the border or something, and he's back over the border. So, welcome to another episode, and how are y'all doing today?
I'm doing great. Can't complain. It was a good, chill, relaxed Friday night, and I'm ready to talk some sports and everything around that. So let's get it.
I am doing great, B-Hub. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Today we had some cool things happen today. For the first time, we had a different format for the all-star festivities.
Yes.
It was different. We all liked it, except for one thing. That skills challenge thing was kind of weird for the shooting and stuff. But good job, NBA. You're trying to do different things.
I
and,
like the 14.
Keep trying to.
I like the 14 one. It makes it quicker instead of just the old way. But 2, it goes faster. Also, too, guys,
And
I want to say this before we continue. Right above me and B-Hub is the Twitter. Is our Twitter @ so go follow the Twitter. And right above B-Hub is the TikTok. So go follow the TikTok. B-Hub, we cannot hear you. Your clapping is not loud enough.
I tried. But follow the TikTok. A new TikTok will be up shortly.
Mr. B-Hub is the main person in charge of that, so blame him if it's not up.
Hey, I'll try. But who wants to start off with the first topic?
I will. So, last Sunday, we kind of had a game. It wasn't a big one. It wasn't a boring one. It was a game.
Was it a preseason game?
No. That was
Was
a few months ago.
Training?
Speaking of which, we'll talk about spring training being postponed later on. But
no.
Yeah, it did. But we got the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl?
The Super Bowl.
How super is that bowl?
It is super that my mind can't even comprehend it.
How big is the
You can't
bowl?
comprehend the pencils, so. But I guess I'll start off with talking about the Super Bowl. I honestly thought it was cool. It was a few missed calls, a little bit of bad calls, but for the most part, I thought it was a good game. It was close, came down to the wire, and I think definitely the better team won this game. Aaron Donald, and Cooper Kupp. I mean, they are the heart and soul of the team.
They are.
I mean, what Cooper Kupp did to give them the lead, and then Aaron Donald finished the game. That's exactly what you want your defense to do. This is exactly why they constructed the team that they did, so their offense can feed off their defense and vice versa. So I'm glad that everything paid off with the Rams. They traded away a lot of draft picks to get guys like Matthew Stafford, Jalen Ramsey. They got OBJ, Von Miller, a lot of guys, a lot of older veterans to come help their team win, like Eric Weddle. So, they brought some guys in and definitely got the job done. And it's great because, people say how the Rams, oh, they don't believe in the draft. Mm-hmm. Well, Cooper Kupp was drafted by them. He had the touchdown to give them the lead. And Aaron Donald was drafted by them. He got the sack or the pressure to win them the game. So it's great to see a team that doesn't really use their draft picks. It's great to see them actually, have their draft picks work out for them. And
come on, bro.
I'm very happy for them. And if the Bengals win, I'd be happy for them too. I like players on each team, so I'm not mad about the outcome, man. I like what happened there.
MG, you also forgot Cam Akers was drafted by them too, who took some nice carries that I like to saw. But B-Up, how do you feel about the Super of the Bowl?
Well, it was a very good Super Bowl in my opinion. These are two teams I did not think that would get to the Super Bowl. I even had the Rams losing in the wild card, but they proved me wrong. The Bengals proved me wrong. And I'm honestly very happy for Stafford, Whitworth, OBJ, players like that. I'm happy for OBJ because he had a very hectic year. Sucks he tore his ACL again. But it was a very good Super Bowl in my opinion. And there were some missed calls, but it was honestly a pretty good called game, besides a few misses. But I'm very happy for the Rams that they won. And they pretty much needed to win the Super Bowl because they have no picks. They had no picks. And that was funny that their owner or something like that had the shirt on saying F them picks.
That was amazing. He said, fuck them picks, bro. We can be in shit for a while. I'm going to be
They don't care.
Super Bowl. I want to say this. Brady's the reason why the Rams had not won the Super Bowl when they were in it both times.
That is true.
The Brady curse.
And
because they won it the year before. Yeah. They won it the year before Brady went to his first Super Bowl. And they won it the year after Brady's not in it. I'm just saying.
Conspiracy.
Hey.
But
Brady's the reason why the Rams don't win.
True. But I want to say this about the officiating. I've been seeing a lot of Bengals fans, some NFL fans saying that this was rigged. It was not rigged. Because there's calls. They basically let them play through for the last 2 minutes. I know Bengals fans are saying that wasn't holding. I forgot Eli Apple, I believe, did on Cooper Kupp, if I'm remembering correctly. Eli Apple. But that was holding. I know me, you watched it, we both saw it, and we both knew it was holding from seeing, because you cannot grab the jersey at all, and that will be a flag. Obvious flag time for a flag there. Now, you guys have mentioned that, but yet you don't want to talk about the T. Higgins face mask that wasn't called on Jalen Ramsey that caused a touchdown.
That should be offensive pass interference.
That should have been offensive pass interference on T. Higgins, and that should have been face mask.
I don't know if they can call both of those, but
they wouldn't.
Like
but technically, by the rules, it should have been both. But they would have called one or the other. I think face mask they should have called. OPI is not that big of a case, but you replay. You can literally see Jalen Ramsey's helmet get tugged at.
Whoa! Yanked it.
Yeah, but yeah, otherwise the game was good. I know. MG, you want to have a wrap episode of Isaiah. You guys could go into more detail about the Super Bowl halftime show on that episode. But what was your guys' thoughts with the halftime show?
10 out of 10. One of the best I've seen, personally. I wasn't alive when the Michael Jackson one happened, so,
Yeah.
But, I think it was great. I loved, I think they had the correct artists there. Shout out to Dr. Dre. It was a lot of his artists there.
Yeah.
Motherfucking DRE.
Snoop Dogg.
Guys who,
he was flip-flopping.
A lot of the rappers that was on that stage were greats.
Yeah.
Argue that every rapper on that stage is top 20 rappers ever.
Kendrick, Eminem, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg.
It was great. And 50 Cent
50
came
Cent
out,
too. I didn't even know 50 Cent was going to be there, and he did his iconic song that everyone knows. It was great.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, I give it a 10 out of 10.
I want to say this. Eminem might not play at another Super Bowl halftime show. You seen that?
He's fine. It's some.
I know, but there's been rumors about that, and I think that's bullshit. But
he don't care.
Yeah, he don't care, bro.
He doesn't care.
I
bet you Eminem loves it because he saw Stafford win it in person.
Yeah, because Detroit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a great Super Bowl. I remember it during the halftime show. I was asking my mom if I could smoke, and she was saying no. Because of Snoop Dogg.
Perfect time.
I know. I was telling her, Mom, if you're going to let me smoke at all in my life, let me do it during this halftime show. The only time.
Hey, if you're a motherfucking DRE, you got to let him smoke.
Yeah, you got Snoop Dogg, who, which he confirmed, I believe, he was smoking at the game.
Oh, he was.
Dude, you could just tell he was high. You could tell.
It's Snoop Dogg.
Bro, Snoop Dogg was probably high as fuck when his wife gave birth to his kids. That man's high all the time. You
knew he was high when he started crip walking. That man started crip walking on the stage. But that was probably one of the best scenery of a halftime show I've seen in a while. I wish they were do the lowriders it's pretty much props, but first time all hip hop type of all-star. All-star. Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Down the road.
Super Bowl halftime show. But I thought it was a very good halftime show. Best I've seen while I'm alive, because I missed the Prince one. I missed Michael Jackson. So good job.
A good one was the Black Eyed Peas. I like that one too. I'm not sure if MG remembers
That was
that,
an
but
alright one.
B-Hub, I liked it. It was probably that I was too much hyped about the Packers Super Bowl, and then the next day my dad called me out for Packeritis. Yeah, so I'll go about it different episode about that, but yeah, like I like the Super Bowl. It was a good Super Bowl, great halftime show overall, 10 out of 10. Anything else you guys want to talk about with the Super Bowl or halftime show?
Good job for the Rams for paying for that woman's expenses who fell off the stage.
Yes.
But my bad for calling it the All-Star game. We will talk about that in a minute.
In a minute, not now, because we missed something else since we did not do it. NBA trade line. We're gonna save the best trade for last. We all probably know what trade that is.
It's obviously Ennis Freedom to the Rockets. Come on now.
Now, B-Hub, did the Celtics do any trades?
Well, we got a guy by the name of Derek White, who's a pretty good player from the San Antonio Spurs. And people say we gave up a lot. But if you look at a player like Derek White, you can just see he fits in. And our new head coach used to coach on the coaching staff with Popovich.
Yeah.
So he knows him very well. And they recently just signed him to they used to call it, I think they still call it a rookie extension after your 4 years. They extend you and stuff like that. So he still has 3.5 years. And we gave up Romeo Langford. He wasn't really playing with us, but I wish him well. He gave up a first-round pick. And with how we're playing right now, that's probably going to be like around the 20s. So, like, we haven't been picking them in the 20s anyway. So, like, give away one first-round pick. And
yeah,
I wish him well. But thank you for giving us Derek White, baby.
Now, how do you feel about Derek White? Like, how do you want him in your system?
I want him as their shooting guard.
Okay. Now,
Marcus Smart at the 1, Derek White at the 2, Jaylen Brown at the 3, Jason Tatum at the 4, and Robert Williams at the 5. Bring Al Horford off the bench. I think it would be better because we lack size off the bench.
Yeah. I think this trade was a good trade for you guys. I liked it. You got that a nice shooter to go with Tatum and Brown. Nice little vet, too, who knows, like, a winning system with Popovich, who knows how to do what you got to get done. And I think that was a great trade for you. MG, what's your thoughts of this trade?
I think it was solid. I'm a fan of Derek White. I like what he can bring to the table. I think he can definitely contribute to winning, and he's been doing that in Boston. They've only had one loss since the trade happened, so it seems to be working. He fits literally perfectly from what they've been doing, so I think it's a good trade for the Celtics. Spurs, we'll see how that pick does. They actually do well when picking in the 20s, so it works out for both of them because the Spurs know how to use their draft picks. We've seen over the years. The Celtics, doesn't really matter. They get a guy, Derek White, who can help them win. So I think it's a win-win trade. I like it.
You get a player now that you know is already going to be fantastic in your system. You never know with these prospects. So I think it was a win-win for both. And now the Spurs, I think, have 3 first-round picks. So let's see if they nail those. We haven't seen Primo a lot, but let's see how these newcomers in San Antonio play in the upcoming seasons that mesh with DeJounte Murray and Jakob Poeltl.
Yeah. I'm very curious for you guys because you guys are in a weird spot. You're not like one of the top teams in the East, and you guys are like down there a little bit. Could be in the play-in tournament. You guys are a very interesting team. You got Tatum, you got Brown, but I feel like you guys are missing the most is that third piece because you got a good big man in Robert Williams. You got I feel like it's the point guard. Your point guard.
We got Marcus Smart as a point guard.
I don't like him as a big third option as a point guard.
Well, if you're saying in the scoring way, yes, but he does a lot of stuff defensively.
Yeah,
he's pretty much just the best on defense.
I feel like what you guys need is that like good sharp shooter.
Well, we brought up Sam Hauser, who's a pretty good shooter.
Yeah,
but I can get you because we're not one of the best 3-point shooting teams, so I get you with that. But with the way we have been playing, our defense limits our shooting woes. So our shooting will come and go, but we just have to get better shot selections. And I think we could be around a 5th seed team, which
I
where
think
we
with the
are right now.
Boston
We're at the
Celtics,
six.
I think with the Celtics, now there's two things about Boston. I think they're gonna be fine as far as their fit, and I don't think uh they really can or need to make any more big adjustments. I think they're gonna be fine. I think Derek White's gonna be a good enough shooter. You got Tatum and Brown who both can score at a high level, so I don't think they're gonna lack scoring at all. You got a good defender in Marcus Smart who gives a lot of energy on the defensive side, and he can play decent offensively. He gives you at least like 12 to 15 points a game.
He's
So
learned how to shoot better
He
in the
has.
last few years. So it's just, can we be consistent on offense?
Exactly.
Because we already know our defense is going to be there. Because we're
now,
actually top 3 defense right now in the
my
last
only
month.
thing, the only thing with the Celtics, I do think they'll be in the playing game because I think at the net right now they're 6th seed. They're right above the playing game.
Do you have
The Nets are probably going to move up, and they're only a game above Toronto. So those two teams creeping on the Celtics might put them in the playing game. But I think the Celtics will still make the playoffs.
question for you? Do you have the whole like standings up?
Yes, I have it right here.
You want to go through for the East since we all are in the East, so we know.
Miami's 1, Chicago 2, Philadelphia 3, Cleveland 4, Milwaukee 5, Boston 6, Toronto 7, and Brooklyn are 8. That's the playoff teams, and then the 9th and the 10th seed, the playing teams, are the Hornets and Hawks.
There's a big team that fell off.
Brooklyn.
The New York Knicks.
Yes.
Brooklyn.
From the playoffs last year, the Knicks.
Brooklyn's at 8.
Brooklyn's at 8. New York's not even in the play-in. If you told me that at the beginning of the year, I think I'll call you crazy.
I called it.
Shut up, B. I know you did.
That they won't be in the playoffs. So it's looking good so far.
Called the Knicks not being there.
But
12 seed right now.
Anything else you guys want to mention about this Boston trade before we move on to the next one?
No, sir.
I'm going from least important to most important, so I got a few more left. Next off, let's talk about a 4-way trade that happened with the Sacramento Kings, Milwaukee Bucks, Clippers, and the Pistons. This was a 4-way trade where the Kings got Dante DiVincenzo, Trey Lyles, Alexa, shut up, and Josh Jackson. The Bucks got Serge Ibaka, 2 future second-round picks, and cash consideration. And the Clippers got Rodney Hood, Semi Ojeleye, and the Pistons got Marvin Bagley Jr. So basically, I want to talk about what the Kings gave up. They gave up, I believe, Marvin Bagley Jr., Trey Lyles, and Josh Jackson, if I'm correct. Mm-hmm. So, honestly, for the Kings, that's not bad to get a good player like DiVincenzo, a good young guy to go with that team you got. Because we're going to mention another Kings trade right after this to go with your guys. And I think this was a good move for them because what DiVincenzo brings is he can be a sharpshooter when you need him to be, but his defensive. And that's what the Kings were basically lacking is defense. DiVincenzo can bring a good defense, is an underrated defender. He is more defensively, and I think that was a good move for the Kings there. Now let's move on to the Clippers. They fucked up. They got rid of Serge Ibaka for Rodney Hood, and B-Hub, we both can agree, Semi Ojeleye fucking sucks.
He's not very good.
So the Clippers,
he's just on the bench.
The Clippers are the biggest L. What the Pistons gave up, I believe, was 2
seconds. Whoa, I actually disagree.
What?
I think Rodney Hood could add a lot to them on the bench.
Yes.
Because if they get Paul George back, I think they could make a run to make it into the playoffs. So I feel like it could be a key bench piece off the bench. Because the Clippers have been playing well, like Terrence Mann, my bad. Terrence Mann, Zubats, Hartenstein, people like that.
Reggie Jackson.
And then I'm saying the Bucks for last for obvious reasons. And then Pistons got Marvin Bagley Jr. from the Clippers?
The Kings.
I would like to go first.
Yes. And so they got Marvin Bagley Jr., the third, actually not junior, Adrian Woj. I'm going off of Woj. He messed up. He corrected himself in the comments, but that was on Woj, not on me. I'm just reading what he said. So that was the full detail. Oh, yeah. Let me tell you what the Bucks got. And the Bucks got Serge Ibaka. Yep. All right, B-Up, what do you think of the trade? I'll go last.
Well, I'm gonna talk about it in a different way. But I honestly think the Pistons are the biggest winner in this trade because you get a guy that was drafted above Luka, above Trae Young, a lot of players like that who wasn't really given a fair shake in Sacramento. And I recently played the Pistons, and Marvin Bagley is very good
He is.
because when you finally lit a fire on him and give him a lot of minutes, he can produce at a high level. So shout out to the Pistons. They have a very good core going forward with Sadiq Bey, Kate Cunningham, Marvin Bagley, Isaiah Stewart.
Honestly,
They have a pretty good core in the future.
to go on your thing, I think the only loser of this trade is the Clippers.
I feel like they all benefit in some way because the Clippers get some cap space.
Yes, but it's like if you had to pick a loser, I gotta go Clippers because they gave up a big man.
There's any loser. There doesn't have to be.
There isn't, but like I think this was a good trade overall. But MG, what's your thoughts? And then I'll go because I want to talk about.
Everyone got what they should have gotten. Clippers were not using Serge Ibaka, so that didn't matter. So trade him away. You get some guys back. Rodney Hood can be a solid bench piece off the bench with Hartenstein, with Luke Kennard and guys like that who can come off the bench for them. And then when you look at the Kings, they get rid of Marvin Bagley. They didn't have the best relationship with each other. Bring back DiVincenzo. Solid. Hopefully they build chemistry there. Pistons, excuse me. Great deal for them because they got a young talent over there with Kate Cunningham, Isaiah Stewart. We'll see what happens with Jeremy Grant. I don't think he's going to be there much longer after this season, but definitely got a great young core there. The Bucks got some size, extra center depth with Serge Ibaka, who I think can still play pretty well, especially in the playoffs. Yes. Ibaka is a very experienced big man who's won a title before, and the Bucks won the title last year, so it goes hand in hand. So I think everyone does well. And as far as the Bucks trading away Dante DiVincenzo, I mean, maybe that's not something they necessarily wanted to do, but they had Grayson Allen, who's been producing decently at the same position as him.
Before that,
got some guys like Jordan Norwood, guys like Pat Connaughton, who step up off the bench as well. So they rather got the extra center, and I think the Bucks won the trade.
We needed that.
Hey, you can go.
Now, honestly, I wish we trade Allen over DiVincenzo because I prefer defense for NBA a lot. I'm a defensive more type of guy. But Serge Ibaka, I'm happy that we got Serge Ibaka. Because he is a big man we really needed. He's that guy we need because Bobby Portis cannot do what Brook Lopez do. Giannis cannot do what Brook Lopez do. Giannis said himself, he finds it very hard to do what Brook does. And that's control the paint and not allow anything. And that's what Serge Ibaka thrives in. That is what he can do best. So I think that helps us a lot as a team. Because even when we do get Brook back healthy, you could have this as your rotation. Yeah, Holiday starting. You could have Holiday, Allen, Middleton, Giannis, Brook as the starting. And then bench, you could have George Hill, Pat Connaughton, Jordan Norwood, who underrated. MG can very agree with that after our last game. GG, by the way. Jordan Norwood, Bobby Portis at power forward, Serge Ibaka at center. That is a great rotation right there for us. That'll be a great rotation for us overall. So I think this trade is a good trade for us. We gave up a ton of our guards, which we had like 80 million of, it felt like at times. And when we get healthy, it'll be good. And I'm excited.
There you go, man. I think it's a win for everyone, man. I like this trade and
something else
very
too.
Necessary.
Sorry about this. We also get 2 second-round picks because we basically sold all of our picks to build that championship team last year with Drew Holiday.
Yeah, you traded with 3 firsts for Holiday?
3 firsts, a couple seconds, and then we traded, I believe,
Eric Bledsoe,
and I forget someone else.
Someone
else. George Hill, actually. And we have him back now.
Yeah, Ibaka edition. I see him as a guy that can help you a lot in the playoffs and just give you solid minutes.
Exactly.
Because you lack size and depth, and a lot of these teams you will face have size and depth, like the Cavs. So it's a very good move for them. You got Embiid. You got a lot of great centers in the Eastern Conference. There's a lot of great centers in the West. So,
Bam Adebayo.
There's a lot and too many to name, but you can never go wrong with getting depth. That helps you in the playoffs.
Yeah, and I think you guys did something very key as well, because as you see, the Nets got Andre Drummond, and with that being a possible playoff matchup, you can match up size with what they do.
like we match up perfect for tonight because you put Holiday and Kyrie, Middleton, whose defense is
Some games. For some games.
for some games,
You might not play
but
sometimes.
we free up an extra man. Then Holiday can just go to Seth. Like I'm not even lying. Like we match up perfect for some, and then Middleton's defense is very underrated. We saw it in the finals for some where he had 2 clutch steals. He had some good like contested shot. You got put Middleton on Ben Simmons, and then Giannis on KD, and then Serge in the paint.
Yeah, I think this is a good thing for you guys to get the extra center to help your matchup versus certain teams.
Yeah, like this was a good move for all 4 of these teams. Anything else you guys want to talk about this for the 4-way trade?
No, sir.
Now,
trade.
let's talk about the Pacers and their trade they made with the Kings. This is the trade that I was talking about where this helps out. The DiVincenzo trade helps out the Kings defensively, and let me tell you why. Because the Pacers are trading. This is per Adrian Woj. I'm going to say a name twice because he messed up. I do not remember
Can I read the trade off, please?
I got it. The Pacers are trading Domantas Sabonis, Jeremy Lamb, and Aaron Holiday to Sacramento for Tyrese Halliburton, Buddy Hield, and Tristan Thompson, source tells.
Barely got through it. Okay, so this trade was very, very controversial to some people, to a lot of people. And you know, I think I can see both sides of it. A lot of people said they should have traded Fox instead of Halliburton because everyone feels like Halliburton has the higher upside, even though Fox still averages 21 points per game, while Halliburton only averages 14.
Thank you, by the way.
But I think people I'm gonna say something. I think people are overvaluing Halliburton a little too much. He hasn't done too much in NBA to prove that he's like untouchable or something. But you know, but you get Sabonis, All-Star,
easy,
in exchange for Buddy Hield and Halliburton. I'll take that.
And you get Aaron Holiday and Jeremy Lamb.
You got bench pieces. You got Sabonis, and then for the Pacers, they win as well. You get Sabonis, who kind of didn't want to be there. And you get a good young Halliburton, and you get a nice bench piece / role player and Buddy Hield.
And Tristan Thompson, don't you forget him.
Who's
going to the Bulls? He's going to the Bulls.
They cut him?
Yeah.
They waived them.
So they get some guys there, and it's a win-win. The Pacers get young guys they wanted. The Kings got an all-star in Sabonis, another possible all-star in De'Aaron Fox who's there, who probably couldn't make all-star one day, and I think it's good, man. Good for both sides, and I like it.
Yeah, I think this is a good move too, because great. I love this because especially if you look at the DiVincenzo trade, you replace Buddy Hield with DiVincenzo, because DiVincenzo's defense will help out because your team is more offensive minded with Sabonis, who's not the best defender, big defender, but yet you bring in a underrated defender in DiVincenzo, who can help you with scoring. You still got John Fox. You adding Sabonis, Jeremy Lamb, Aaron Holiday, good bench pieces. Like, I think this sets up the Kings for a good future. You just gotta play your cards right with picking, because they did not give up any picks at all in the first.
Sorry to cut you off. It's called De'Aaron Fox, John Fox. But talking about this trade. I think the Pacers did a great job with this trade because we all knew Sabonis was going to leave.
Yeah.
And you get a young talent like Tyrese Halliburton pair up with Chris Duarte. Finally, Miles Turner gets to start because him and Sabonis just did not work together. So I'm excited to see Miles Turner start for the Pacers. And I see what the Kings are doing, but what are they going to do? Like, go to the playoffs and lose in round 1 and 5?
That's tough. I have a question for you.
I want to see how they do in the offseason to build around them. So I think it's a win-win trade, but in the future, I like the Pacers with this trade.
Is Brogdon still on the Pacers, or did he get traded?
Yes, he is.
Okay.
He can't get traded until he's going to get traded in the offseason, they said. Because he recently signed an extension. There's like a rule where you can't trade him like that quickly.
Yeah,
something like that.
Bring Brogdon back to Milwaukee.
No, I want Brogdon. He went to my favorite
I
college,
love
man.
Brogdon, bro. When we
It's not
He
drafted
went to
him,
my
I want,
favorite college.
bro. At the time when him and Middleton were up, I wanted to keep Brogdon because that was before Middleton stepped up in the playoffs and stuff.
Mr. Rookie of the Year when Embiid should have won.
Nah, Brogdon didn't deserve it. No, but now let's head on to the final trade. And this trade made me shocked because throughout the week we were saying, oh, the Nets and the Sixers were talking about it next day. Oh, they're not talking. Day after they're talking about it, and then it happened. So the trade details are the Brooklyn Nets are trading James Harden to Philadelphia for Ben Simmons,
What?
Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2 first-round picks. And the Sixers are sending the next and unprotected. The picks are a unprotected 2022 first and a protected 2027 first rounder. And the Nets gave up someone else as well. I forgot his name.
Seth Curry.
No, the Nets gave up someone.
Paul Millsap.
Paul Millsap also went to Philly. B-Hub, we're going to let that man down there go last because he has some feelings and some stuff to talk about. Do you want to go first or do you want me? I'm going to let you pick.
I will go first.
Okay.
Let me take off the glasses for this. But all week Sean Marks, who is the general manager of the Nets, was saying they're not even listening to offers for James Harden. Woj and Brian Windhorst were saying completely different things about James Harden, so we had no idea what was going to happen. Mm-hmm. I'm going to be completely honest. When the trade got finalized and it was tweeted everywhere, I thought it was fake. I'm going to be completely honest. I thought it was fake. But in my opinion, this is the perfect thing you got to do for both of these teams. Mm-hmm. The 3-man squad or whatever, it just was not working. They only played 16 games. Yes, I call them the Big 3 squad. Okay, let me say that. Okay, but it was just not working. They only played 16 games together. It's the best thing for both of these organizations. You have an MVP candidate, a guy who can win MVP, who could have won MVP last year if he had more help and wasn't having to do everything, so he got hurt. But I think it's a great trade for the 76ers because they got 2 to 3 more years with Embiid to try to win it all with this team. So, and Ben Simmons going to a new team. They lack defense. He can give them that. Mm-hmm. They lack size. He gives them that. So I think it's a pretty fair trade for both sides. We need to see him play in the playoffs.
Exactly. The only thing I'm worried about with this trade is the shooting. Because you know what I mean with Ben Simmons. You get rid of a generational shooting. I know you got Seth Curry in the deal back. But Seth Curry's no James Harden with shooting. Because you're going to have Kyrie for half the games. KD's out till I can't remember when.
He's after the All-Star break.
He'll be back? That's good. But still, you guys see too, because who's going to run the point? Kyrie or
Patty Mills?
Depends on what happens with Kyrie.
It just depends, if Kyrie's able to play it, probably Patty Mills.
I think the thing with this is with the Sixers. I think the Sixers won because they got Millsap, who is very underrated and is a good bench player for them. And you get James Harden, someone will play after that All-Star break. We don't even know what's going to happen with what's happening with this team. Where's Ben's going to be? Will Kyrie be running what? What's happening? We do not know, but yet we know with the Sixers, it'll probably be Maxey and Harden as guards. Tobias Embiid and, who's your other guy? I forgot.
I'm gonna let you figure that out.
So you have Maxey and
While you're thinking, and they got to keep their young talent. That's why they won.
The Sixers, yeah.
We'll let him move
on.
Bro, I said Thibault.
No,
he was actually drafted by the Boston Celtics.
Yes, but
thank you.
You're welcome. I'm good.
But yeah, so you have that team. I think the Sixers are the winner, and I think the Sixers still match up good versus the Nets with this trade. Better than what they did.
We just need to see a series. That's all. That's all I want this year.
There's so many series I want in this playoffs. I want Chicago, Brooklyn, and Philly. In the East.
There's a lot of West. This is the most even the NBA has been in a while.
Yeah,
And this was probably one of the best trade deadlines I've seen,
in a minute.
maybe since last year, because they traded Harden last year. They gave up all that capital, and the biggest winner of that trade was the Cavs, and they got Jarrett Allen.
And they still got Karis LeVert too.
Bruh,
And they got first reverse this
if
year.
you do Harden and Rockets, do the Rockets technically win that? Think about it. Versus the Nets.
Because they got all that draft capital for Harden not even to be
And
there
he's not
next
even
year.
there. He didn't even help win them anything. They just got past the Celtics in the first and lost to Milwaukee in the second.
But with the Rockets, let John Wall play.
Please.
Come on. Or
But
just trade him, please.
but we
love John Wall.
We talked enough about this trade. Let's
It
let
is.
the man in
It's
Philly
insane.
talk about it, because this is a drastically different team. No,
The floor is
Floor
yours,
yours.
Mr. MG.
BF Jinx.
You want me to
Goodbye.
quote?
Goodbye. This...
Bruh, burn it on stream when you face Brooklyn. Like, make a skit or
He's
something when
now
you burn it.
10.
Goodbye, Mr. Ben Simmons. It's see, here's the thing. I mean, look, obviously it's a drastically big trade. This changes both the Sixers and the Nets franchise. That's crazy, man. It's crazy. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what the future is. Look, man. I mean, giving up Seth Curry wasn't my first option, but you know, it is what it is, and I appreciate what Seth Curry's done. Drummond, I'm not that worried about giving up. He was okay, but I'm not really worried about giving up Drummond. Especially that looks like we're gonna get a big man in the buyout market, and that news can come out any day now.
Who
So
you gonna
that
get?
sounds good.
Who does
I don't know yet. It might be Nicholas Claxton. He might get bought out by Brooklyn. Ironically,
Is he even brought out?
Bought out, not brought
it was
out.
the post on
I
Instagram.
meant to say bought, okay?
Nicholas Claxton posted a picture on Instagram of him and Harden with the heart emoji under it.
Is
I don't know what that means.
Boogie Cousins
And
still a free agent?
no,
He's on the
and
Nuggets.
Daryl Morey also said that he basically already has the deal done. They just can't announce it yet because of some things have to happen. But basically, we have a big man that looks like that we're gonna sign the buyout market. So it's gonna be we replace Drummond there, and Paul Millsap. I think he's gonna be great for our bench. A guy who can give you some rebounding, who, and I believe in the second quarter he did some good things against the Bucks. So that looks promising there. But the big thing, James Harden coming here to Philadelphia. There's a lot of things I can say about this, but ultimately the goal is to win a title. And James Harden, he understands that. The Sixers understand that, and he wants to be here. He says it himself, so this is not like some rumor or anything. He wants to be here. He wanted to play here. He loves Daryl Morey in our front office. He loves Doc Rivers. He sees Joel Embiid as one of the best players in the league as he is. So, I mean, he wants to be here, and he's coaching up Tyrese Maxey already. In our game versus the
Yeah, I
Bucks,
saw that.
he was on the sideline coaching Maxey. That second quarter, Maxey went on a big scoring spree. Harden looked at Maxey, said, "Thank you for listening to what I told you." Already has great chemistry with the team, and I'm just excited, man. But the goal is championship, and I'm ready to go through this, man. However long he's here, whether it's 1 year, 3 years, 5 years, this is our championship window. It's right here. Let's go. I'm ready to win the title, man. I've never seen a title as a Sixers fan, and I've been waiting long enough.
Can I tell you, MG?
I want a championship.
If you see that, you're gonna love it. It's the best feeling winning a title with a team you haven't seen.
Oh yeah, I know. I haven't seen the Eagles on the title than we did. Godly.
Hey,
I did not sleep that night when the Bucks won it all. I was downstairs running with apple cider, getting on the ceiling all over the place. My mom hated me. But honestly, it's a good feeling seeing the title for an NBA. Honestly,
Yes.
I found more of a rush with the NBA finals than I did a Super Bowl. Because, you got more games.
Yeah, and it's longer. You gotta wait longer. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
But, Bia, what would you like to
You're
say?
down in the series. That,
Bro, I was getting
down.
pissed off when we were down 0-2. The thing that sucks about being down, if you lose, you know it's done. like the stress is a lot more because we were down all of our series technically except for one, and that was Miami.
Oh my God, that series was such a that series was
Hey,
so
I'm going to
terrible.
remember that series. I'm going to remember the whole past playoffs for my YouTube channel wise and everything. But that Miami series is why I had 100 subs. Shout out to Sir again.
I feel like 500 subs at the end of that playoffs, right?
By the end of the playoffs, I had 464.
400. That's crazy. You went from basically like what 70 subs to like freaking 400.
68 subs to
Well,
464.
so 400 subs in that
Yeah.
whole playoffs.
It,
But, ladies and gentlemen, before we end this, we gotta talk a little bit about. I want to get you guys' all-star predictions.
that's what I was going to say.
All right.
Move on to next All-Star.
Can I say one more thing?
Yes,
Because
yes,
I
be
have
up.
list up here.
Go ahead. Be up. I
Or
know
be
you've
up,
been waiting.
I have one thing to say about the James Harden stuff. I remember last season, his first option was to go to Philadelphia, so it's cool to see him go there. And let's be honest, I think it was like his first or second day there. He made Embiid do his patented step back. That was the funniest thing I've seen.
He did
It
it
was
against
a
the
travel,
Bucks too.
but he tried it.
Hey, be up. He did it against the Bucks.
Yeah.
And he did it against the Bucks. He perfected it and he made it too.
Hey, James Harden already teaching him stuff. But
Yeah.
well, let's talk about the All-Star stuff.
All right, so look, we got the 3-point contest here, y'all. Y'all ready to hear these contestants?
Yes.
And, pick your winner. So, ladies and gentlemen, this 3-point contest here is presented to you by Mountain Dew, that is not a joke. It actually is.
Sponsor us.
Please.
You got CJ McCollum, Trey Young, Zach LaVine, Desmond Bain, Karl Anthony Towns, Fred VanVleet, Luke Kennard, and Patty Mills. B-Hub, who's your winner?
I said this to MG, I believe, while he was streaming one day. I'm going to go with the guy that was undrafted to get a max contract. I'm going with Fred VanVleet.
Okay.
Hayden?
MG, I was going to have you go.
Go ahead, Hayden.
You won last time. You're going first. You're going next.
My God, bro. Anyways,
I think
you guys,
everything's so complicated.
Because I've only
I'm going with CJ McCollum. Because I just feel like he's getting very overlooked, and people forget he's one of the best shooters in the league. And I think if he gets on a hot streak here, he can do it. If I had to pick someone else, it'd be Trae Young, obviously, but I'm gonna go CJ McCollum. Thinking he can hit the Mountain Dew shot too.
Last year we had a great one with Steph Curry. That was great, but I think the winner of this one's gonna be Trae Young.
Okay.
Ice Trae. He's a great shooter, and I think he's gonna hit him.
And don't they still have that like kind of logo shot?
Mountain Dew shot, yeah.
You want to know
I think we should benefit from that.
I have a question. What's your dream starting like 3-point shooting contest, like all time?
Reggie Miller, Rihanna, Steph Curry, end of discussion. If you have a different one, go. Goodbye.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
I'm adding
if
underrated.
You can add a fourth, but those three guys have to be in it.
Klay Thompson.
That's fine too.
I'm adding.
You can put Jason Terry in there. He was a very good shooter.
J.J. Redick, Kyle Korver.
Redick.
Those three guys I name have to be in it regardless.
Kyle Korver.
Kyle Korver.
Oh, we need an all-time one. That would be so good.
So.
Would you put Kevin Harden? Come on now.
We got the dunk contest here.
Okay.
Our contestants are Jalen Green from Houston, Cole Anthony, Obi Toppin, and Juan Toscano Anderson. B-Up, go first again, because you're the best.
Thank you. But I feel like a lot of people's choices is going to be Jalen Green. I'm going to be different. I'm going to go with Mr. Cole Anthony. I feel like they value height in this stuff. I feel like if he does something that's like not that crazy, they'll still give him a high score because the height.
He's shorter.
Well, let's see Orlando Magic player finally win something.
You know, Orlando Magic players don't win dunk contests.
Question.
Oh, I get that. Hey, we're gonna pay him so he can win, so they can make up for it.
Was Obi Toppin robbed of one?
No, he was just in it last year, but he wasn't robbed.
Cassius Stanley won that fair and square.
Yeah, fair and square.
I thought it was maybe 2 years ago. Oh wait, no, Pat Connaughton was robbed 2 years ago. What? Anyway, I'm going Jalen Green. I think the Rook is going to shock the world.
Yeah, I gotta go with Jalen Green on this one. I think he has the most athletic, especially in the middle of the air, and I think they're gonna value that. I think he's gonna bring something new. So, ladies and gentlemen, for our final one, we have the skills challenge of the actual skills challenge here. This one is gonna be interesting. You got three teams, okay? Now we
Okay.
all know how skills challenge goes. You make a pass, make a layup, you make
make
a
it
three.
3.
Cool. We got teams this time though, and then we got three guys each team. We got team rookies: Josh Giddey, K. Cunningham, Scotty Barnes. We got team Cavs, since it's in Cleveland: Jared Allen, Darius Garland, Evan Mobley. You got team Antetokounmpo with Giannis, Thanasis, and Alex. I am gonna go with, I think, the most all-around team here. Got to make a pass, layup. I'm gonna go with the rookies.
Okay.
I think they're gonna come and surprise people. I think with the 3-point shot, I think the Antetokounmpos are gonna struggle with the three. I can see the Cavs winning this too, but I think the rookies, you have great passing here. Layup is a layup, and I think these guys are more than capable of making a nice three. I think the Cavs are the best 3-point shooter though, in Darius Garland, but I think everything else I give to the rookies.
Most underrated player.
Yeah, I'll go next. I have Team Antetokounmpo winning for obvious reasons.
You love Giannis.
I want to say this, MG. You mentioned the 3-point shooting. Don't be surprised Giannis comes out and hit one because he has been putting hours and hours in that workout room, nailing the jumper, nailing that 3-point shooting, and it has shown throughout the years. So I would not be surprised if Giannis has a great 3-point shooting. Passing, he has improved a lot on. Like, Giannis took huge improvements this offseason from last, so I'm going on.
That's fine. I mean, he's not a better passer than anyone else on this list, and that's respectively.
Yeah. But I'm gonna go with the hometown team. I'm gonna go with the Cavs. Okay. So I could be. I want to agree
different.
I love it. I love different. I love it.
And I feel like Darius Garland will hit a three, and it will be a buzzer beater type of shot, and he will barely beat the rookies, and the Antetokounmpos will be in last place. That's my prediction.
Oof.
Wow.
All right. So next, or for our last All-Star event, we have the game on Sunday. I'm gonna name off the starters and the bench for each team. You guys are gonna give me your picks. Let's start off with Team Durant. Your starters is gonna be John Morant, Trae Young, Andrew Wiggins, Jason Tatum, and Joel Embiid. So me and B-Hub got guys on the same team.
Well,
congrats.
I do too.
All right, we'll get to the reserves here. You got LaMelo Ball, Devin Booker, Rudy Gobert, Zach LaVine, Chris Middleton, Welcome Hayden, DeJounte Murray, Corrupt, Karl Anthony Towns, and that is it because Draymond Green's injured, so he won't be playing.
Unfortunately, he has a spine injury, so
yeah, hopefully he gets better spine injuries.
Yeah.
And then for Team LeBron, you got your starters here. You got Stephen Curry, DeMar DeRozan, LeBron James. You have freaking Nikola Jokic, and you have DeMar DeRozan and Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah.
For your reserves, you got Jared Allen, Jimmy Butler, Luka, Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, Chris Paul, Fred VanVleet. James Harden won't play. He's gonna rest until after the All-Star break.
And is Jared Allen in for Harden?
LeBron is he's on the team LeBron for James Harden.
Okay.
All right.
I feel like we all know who's gonna win.
I'll go for Team KD because my guy's there.
Yeah, I'm rooting for him. I have to. I gotta support my guy.
You got a guy on each team here.
I technically, my favorite player outside the Bucks on Team KD. I have 2 players on my team on each team. Mm-hmm. I don't know who I'm going to choose.
You have Giannis on Team LeBron and Middleton on Team KD.
I'm going Team LeBron. I'm going to probably cheer for LeBron.
I mean, look, I'm cheering for Team KD, but I think Team LeBron's going to win.
We all know Team LeBron's probably going to win.
I don't care.
We got our players.
To be honest, I don't care. As long as because one of my teammates will win it, so I don't care.
Yeah,
we just want a good game. That's all. Just entertaining game.
You want to know what they should do, which I liked? One year was when it was Giannis and LeBron, how they had like the old heads, like Dirk was up, and I forgot who else.
Dwayne
Wade. They should do that again. That was kind of fun.
I mean, you don't really have two guys retiring for sure this
That
year.
are like legends or like
Legends,
pioneers of the sport. So I can
Yeah.
get why.
Almost
Maybe
Carmelo
even like
Anthony, Dwight
LeBron
Howard
retires,
retire.
he'll definitely do something like that. But he'll probably already be on the All-Star team.
He'd probably be a
Yeah,
captain.
last year he was an all-star.
But yeah. Anything else you guys want to say about the All-Star game?
No, sir. I think it's gonna be fun though.
I think so.
Just be fun. Just be fun. That's all we want. Just be
Yeah,
entertaining.
we're gonna be cheering for
Be
the same
creative.
team.
I like how they be creative with different stuff. We try to implement different stuff, and
Have fun.
let's see these players have fun and just entertain us.
Now,
You'll be hurt. The
Go ahead.
only time ever me and you will be cheering for the same basketball team.
I know. This is weird.
We're like that
Very
blood and
weird.
Crips meme. I don't know if you use that blood and Crips meme that hold up the flag and yeah, unite with each other. That's what we are.
send me that picture. I know what I'm going to do.
All right, yeah.
Whoa!
No gang affiliation on this podcast. We are
I can't
lawful
believe that Chris
citizens.
Claxton is getting bought out. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Or
Anything
potentially
else you guys
rumored.
want to talk about for NBA?
No, sir.
Now, let's move on to our final topic. These two don't know about it. I just saw it in the beginning and now.
I already know what it is.
MLB Holdout. We all are baseball fans here. Isaiah's be up the two of the biggest. Me and MG are fans of our teams. But MLB Holdout is pushing delaying spring training. I'll go first on how
Take it.
I'll go first. I'll let MG go first, and I'll let the baseball knowledge person go last. How I feel about this is the players, they need to, like, I support their right for fighting for eco stuff and like that, but this is taking forever. I can't take the pain. It's awful. MG, your thoughts?
They need to make a deal because I need to watch Bryce Harper hit 450 feet home runs in the left field so I can wear this headband while doing it. But in all reality, hurry up, man. I want some baseball. I really enjoyed baseball last season.
Same.
Enjoyed watching my favorite players go up to bat, stand on the mound, and do what they do. I went to a few baseball games last year, and I just want to have those same experiences, man. We had some great playoff games between the Giants and Dodgers and other games there. You had the Dodgers walk off in the wild card. Nice game from a lot of nice playoff games I can name. And you know, it really got me excited, but got to get a deal done. Hopefully it's fair for both sides, man. And hurry up.
You want to know one of my favorite moments from last year's MLB playoffs? It was a Red Sox game. The Red Sox had a walk-off home run, and I was cheering louder than the Red Sox fan in here.
It's because I didn't know what was going on. I was just losing my mind.
Via was like, what's happening to me? Let's go! Finally, the game's over. Just freaking out. That was amazing.
Probably because you were ahead of me. So.
Yeah, but
That is true.
Bia, what's your
But-
thoughts?
I completely agree with the, like getting these better contracts and stuff. But why did it take you this long to negotiate a contract? You literally waited until like the last day of the contract to negotiate this. Now we're probably going to have to suspend the season a little bit because we all need spring training because it's a very long baseball season to get your body recuperated with this type of stuff. But Manfred, you are not a very good commissioner.
No.
I really hope you step down. We need someone better to do this because you are honestly just a goofball. Like it's like I don't get what you're doing. You're ruining baseball. Like for people like us, that there's more fans getting into the sport because of Shohei Ohtani, because of Bryce Harper. This is a prime time to have baseball, and you messed it up by not negotiating a new contract. You won't commit to these terms that they want.
Also, too, I want to see Mike Trout play.
I did too.
Yeah, we didn't like Trout in the playoffs. Come
Mookie
on.
Betts, another one. Like, there's so many people we want to see. I know, like, as a podcast girl, B-Hub and Isaiah always been a fan of baseball, but me and MG starting to get our fandom of it going, and we get a freaking lockout.
The first lockout in like over 30 years.
Yeah. But
In the prime time of watching baseball, when you have generational talent, like Shohei Ohtani, who can pitch and hit. First time since Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
And you want a lockout now, and you wait until this long to negotiate a new contract. I don't get what you're doing, Manfred. You need to think better, dude. You're ruining the sport. And also with baseball, why isn't Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens in the Hall of Fame? I don't care if they cheated. They were Hall of Famers before they cheated. Barry Bonds had a great career before using roids with the Pirates that people seem to forget. But this is just blasphemous how we're going to have a lockout because they can't come to terms because you wait this long to negotiate them. But let's hope it's not suspended for that long because I need to watch some Red Sox baseball and see Rafael Devers win MVP.
All right, MG, B-Up, any other topics you guys want to bring up?
No. Check out our channels and stuff like that.
Yes, B-Up.
Let's get MG to 1K.
Yes, let's get MG to 1K. B-Up, anything you want to say?
Thank you, everyone, for watching this episode. I think I could close out the episode because I was the host. I want to say thank you, everyone, who keeps watching these podcasts. Thank you for letting me join this podcast. And you watched and you listened to history of B-Hub's first ever hosting on the podcast. I hope you have a great night. And remember, piss off, cunts.